If y'all can hear me, y'all listen up. We need to have everybody's attention. Adam, tell everybody to be quiet. Well, this is an important story, and you're in it. All right. And the reason it's important is because we're going to have trivial questions. Trivial questions, we got some really good prizes for you guys. But back in the day, when we first started out with this is a good story now, trust me, we're going to get it right. It's not King Slang, this is Gravedigger. I started out with Gravedigger, and I made the name up right here in Currituck, working at Currituck Green. I told this guy, the young guy, he's just a little younger than me, his father owned the operations. He always came around, was kind of sass-mouthing me. So we got into a mouth fight one morning at the granary, and he was talking to me about my junk old truck, and it's the old red primer you see out here on the property. With a few choice words, I said, Gary Todd, I'll take that junk and I'll dig you a grave. And I took a can of spray paint and I sprayed Gravedigger on the side of it. And I got to tell y'all, from that day forward, I was the Gravedigger, because everybody at the granary cheered me on for even down talking back to the Todds for one. And then on Sunday, I put my foot in his mouth in the biggest mud hole in the new grounds with that old tractor tire truck out there. Him and about 10 other farm boys, and I put him to shame. And I was the lowest man on the totem pole. I worked for $3.65 an hour for Currituck Green. I took every little extra nickel and dime that I could hustle, either cutting firewood or fixing up junk tractors and selling them, to get this truck to where it was. And I got to tell you, I was as proud of that thing as I could be, and I probably had a total of about $1,800 in the truck. But that's a lot of money for me back then as a young kid. I had my own house. It still sits right there at the toll booth. When you go through the toll booth on the expressway, it's not the one right next to it on the right-hand side. It's the house next to it. It's been added on to about 10 times. Well, that was my house. I bought that house when I was 19 years old. I had a chicken house out there, and I created the Gravedigger right there on that property right across the line in Chesapeake. My goal in life was to be a farmer. And this is how I met the Todds. I was in the FFA, Future Farmers of America. Got the job at the granary, created the Gravedigger. Then my goal in life, after I was playing trucks for a little while, was to have a nice shop with a concrete floor, because I had the crappiest shop, and it was as cold as it could be, hardly no lights in it, and it didn't have a concrete floor. And as you can see, 35 years later, we're standing on a nice concrete floor in a shop. Yeah. And I got 2 more shops out back. Y'all are welcome to go check that out here in a little while. But anyhow, we started out with the old red primer Gravedigger truck, went to all the little local mud bogs. Then we went down to the old blue and gray truck, which is called the Legend. And the Legend was blue and gray because back in the day, had no money once again, but all the grain trucks that worked for the farm around there were blue and gray. So I went and commissioned a few pieces of gallons of paint, and I painted my first truck blue and gray. That's why I was blue and gray. Then I met Fred Buman, and we got the spooky paint job. As time goes on and fast forward, now look at where we are today. We have a 12,000-pound monster truck, you hear me? 12,000-pound monster truck. It's 12 foot wide, it's 12 foot tall, it's a custom-built tube chassis, it's got a 540 cubic inch blown fuel-injected alcohol motor based on a Chevrolet design, built by Midget Motors in the back. The tires are 66/43, they weigh 800 pounds apiece, and these tires cost $3,000. The paint job on the truck is a $16,000 paint job with all the body work and all the paint. Every one of the Gravedigger trucks you see us crash on TV are custom airbrush painted. The truck has red headlights on it. The original set of red headlights, I got them off of a school bus. An old school bus I used to have that I made me a hauler out of. I sat one night in the shop and I saw those red headlights I had taken out, and they were actually red dyed headlights, the real McCoy. I put them in Gravedigger. I remember shutting the shop down. I had an old wood stove in there, so it was always smoky in there. I turned off all the lights and turned those red headlights on. That was the most awesome thing I'd ever seen with Gravedigger. And that's how that went down. with the red headlights. But now, in today's time of what we're doing, 2 chassis, trucks flying high, 45 foot in the air. These things have got 30 inches of suspension travel on them. They're awesome and they're fun to drive. They're roughnecks, I got to tell you that. They're rough and they're tough, and you got to have a lot of guts to drive on these things, to drive them like we do as Gravedigger drivers. But that's the Gravedigger story, and I hope you guys comprehended some of the things that I said. It's going to be very useful in some questions here. I'm going to pop on you in just a little bit. Oh, going across the sound. Let me tell that real quick. Okay, going across the sound, 1994, done a record swim in a monster truck, and the swim truck is somewhere sitting out in front of the property here. I left Poplar Branch Landing, and I went all the way over to the Currituck Lighthouse. It took me 7.5 hours. But it was fun. We had a lot of people go along with us. Nobody's broke the record since. Adam's been talking about he's going to do it. And all he's been doing is talking. I haven't seen him put up yet. So Adam, got to step up your game, baby. But I want to thank you all for coming out. Got all my family here, my grandkids. I got Adam, Ryan, Kristen, all of our drivers, Tyler Minger. We got Brandon right here. He's one of our new Gravedigger drivers. Starting this year, he's been driving trucks on and off. He's local, grew up with the kids, and we like keeping it in the family and keeping it right here in North Carolina. Told everybody I started in the mud and I'll finish in the mud right here in Currituck.
That's right.
All right. But anyway, thank y'all for listening up. I need to get the list over here and let's start doing this jump off so we can get giving away some door prizes and some trophies.